So at the time that I'm doing this video, 2 points. Nashville's in the Stanley Cup Finals. I don't have a Nashville Predators hat, so I went with Kansas City Scouts because it's fine. It's Kansas City. Nashville's an interesting city, and it's an interesting franchise. And I'll be interested to see what happens in expansion. So up front, you've got Forsberg. You got Neal, Craig Smith, Colin Wilson, Cal Yarncroke, Kevin Fiala, Cody McLeod, Elias Pettersson, Colton Sissons, who at the time that I'm doing this has had quite a coming out party in the playoffs for Nashville, and Salamaki as well. Restricted free agents: Austin Watson, Frederick Gaudreau, Ryan Johansson, Pontus Aberg, and Victor Arvidsson. They have $17 million in cap space. Not for long. Arvidsson's going to get a big raise. Johansson, based on this run that Nashville's been on, he's going to get a raise. Austin Watson's been playing really well too. He's going to get a little bit of a bump. Aberg and Gaudreau, you can probably keep them for maybe a minor raise, maybe that 10% bump. But Arvidsson, Johansson, and potentially Watson are going to get paid. And when I say Watson gets paid, I mean like a $1.52 million a year kind of deal. But they all chip away at the cap. On the blue line, you've got Subban, Yossi, Ekholm, Ellis, Irwin, and Bitetto. Yannick Weber is UFA at the end of this year, and I would be very surprised if they bring him back. He's a number 6 guy. He's not going to impact their cap much. He played in Vancouver for some time, and I thought Weber was okay. To me, it looked like they signed Yannick Weber just to make Nashville Predators fans feel better that there was a Weber in the lineup after they traded Shea. But the thing that gets me is you got Subban, Yossi, Ekholm, and Ellis. That might be the best top 4 in the NHL. But if one of them gets hurt, they could have problems. And in net, you got Pekka Rinne, who, again, at the time that I'm doing this, has had an incredible run in the playoffs. Been playing the best hockey of his career. And his backup's UC Saros. And I like Saros a lot. I've liked Saros all year. I believe he is going to be the starter for the Predators. I think this playoff run means that Rinne gets to extend that time as starter a little further. But Saros is going to be breathing down his neck as soon as probably December. I think he's a good goaltender. There's a lot of pieces to like in Nashville. Obviously, a team doesn't go to the Stanley Cup Finals without talent, grit, heart, and some timely goal scoring, some timely saves. Everything is there for the Nashville Predators to become a championship team. So what do they need to get them over the hump? Cap space would help. Because if there's a landing spot for, I don't know, say a Thornton and Marleau, this would be a fun place for them to go. As support guys. Not main guys. Support guys. Oh, Fisher's not on the list. Before anybody asks, yeah, Mike Fisher isn't on my list. He should have been. Oh, it's because he's UFA. Fiddler's UFA as well. Fisher will come back, though. They'll re-sign Fisher. I also believe Fisher will come back for a discount. With the connection that him and his wife have to the city of Nashville, there's no way Mike Fisher will play anywhere else. I just can't see it. And rightfully so. From the moment he got to Nashville, it's been a match that works. But again, that's cap space. Be a lot of cap space eaten up by these guys. So the trick with Nashville is simple, and it's you're here, and you're in the Stanley Cup final, and you've got a team that is capable of winning a championship. You don't get to the Stanley Cup final if you don't have a team that's capable of winning. Notice I'm not saying that you're going to. I'm just saying you're capable. So before anybody starts typing away, oh, you're saying they're Stanley Cup champions, I'm saying they're capable. You need to figure out what you need to do to go from capable to being champs. Because again, at the time that I'm doing this, Pittsburgh's up 1-0. I'm picking Pittsburgh to win the Stanley Cup, as much as it pains me to say it, but Nashville's close. They're close. In the offseason, I think adding a couple of Yannick Weber types to the blue line would be a good idea. Bringing back Yannick Weber wouldn't be a problem. And honestly, Laviolette has got the most out of the young players in Nashville that I think any coach could have. I think more than any of us would have expected. He's kind of a fantastic coach. He really is. Fiery and capable of inspiring these young kids to play better. The one who stood out among their prospects to me is Hamanev. Kamanev. I'm guessing it's Hamanev, not Kamenev, but Russian. And he's the one that stands out. And again, it would be somebody ahead of him being hurt and him stepping into the lineup. But what impresses me with Nashville is that top four is intimidating, and they roll 4 lines. And smart teams roll 4 lines. If you're as talented as Pittsburgh, you can roll 3 because you have pretty deadly weapons on each of those 3 lines. But if you can sprinkle 4 strong lines out there, as Nashville can, I tell you, and these Stanley Cup playoffs have kind of surprised me with Cody McLeod. I had always figured Cody McLeod was just another enforcer, just sort of, 5-6 minutes a game, nothing important. McLeod has an air about him that I've seen in these playoffs as leadership potential. And I like McLeod. And I think there's a lot of players in Nashville with really strong, solid character. So if Nashville does decide to go out and acquire anybody in the offseason using any cap space they have left over, I have a funny feeling characters can be the first thing they'll look at. Let me know what you think. To me, I don't think that there's going to be big changes in Nashville for the next 2 seasons based on what they've done in this year's playoffs. I think Nashville's set. These guys are heroes in the city of Nashville, and it'll take a while before that fades. And, good on them, because this is an organization that's been through a lot, and they've earned this shot. They've earned this time by making a non-hockey market look a lot like a hockey market. So there's something to be said for that. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. And hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way around, especially if you're a Nashville fan, because, this is Nashville's expansion year jersey. And I've also got the yellow one that they're currently sporting and apparently going to change in the upcoming season. And, it's kind of fun watching what's going on with the Predators, because it's important to see different markets get that break so that it doesn't feel like you're just watching the same playoffs over and over again, and you believe that other teams can break through. It doesn't always have to be Chicago or Pittsburgh, even if it is Pittsburgh in the final, who's currently beating Nashville, but I digress. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Who do they add? Who do they subtract? Who do they lose in an expansion? It's tricky. They're going to lose somebody good. Let me know who you think it's going to be. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you all again soon.